In this video, I'll go over how to use the Business Analyst 2 to calculate break-even. So in break-even questions, we have our profit, which is basically equal to zero. That's exactly what break-even is. If you want to see a little bit more videos on break-even and see actually full-out examples and how to come up with these equations, I'll put a little link. Okay, you'll see that on top. So what you see is two formulas, okay? So, or two equations. We have total revenue and total cost. Now, since you're watching this, you're probably familiar, okay? So what we have is we have our selling price, which is $45. Now, your selling price typically will be abbreviated, so either SP or on your business analyst, it's you actually see a little P, okay? And I'll point that out when we're doing it on the calculator. Your fixed costs are 350,000, and that is abbreviated, okay, as FC. And then your variable costs, okay, are abbreviated VC, and they're $25 in this case. And what we want to do is we want to be able to find out, okay, so what this X will be, meaning, okay, so X in this case, okay, represents your volume, or simply the amount of quantity that you need to produce or sell, okay, to have a profit of zero. And that will depend on what your teacher or your professor uses as a variable. It doesn't really matter, okay? So I often see either X, I would see V for volume, okay, or even Q. And we will see actually Q on the business analyst. Okay, now your business analyst, in order to use the break even, so I'm just going to scroll down here so you see it right there. Okay, so what you have is you will need to locate, okay, so your second function, okay, and then you see here above the 6 there is break even. Okay, so we're going to need to use that, and then we're going to, along with this, okay, we're going to be using, okay, these particular, okay, functions there, or buttons, to solve. Okay, so let's get to it and come back to this example and actually solve it, and I'll show you how that is done.
All right, so that's our business analyst, and let's take a look and see how we can solve that problem that we had, okay, for the break even. Okay, so let's turn it on, okay, and as I mentioned, okay, you're going to press second function, okay, and notice break even, it's right above there. And the first thing that pops up that you see there is FC, okay, so FC just simply means it's the fixed value that we're going to be entering. Now, before we start entering these things, notice you have the two arrows, okay, and we can go up and down, okay, and let's walk through all the different features of the break even. So the next one is VC, which stands for your variable cost, okay, per one item. Okay, if you scroll down, you see P. Now, don't get P confused, okay, so P actually means the selling price or just the price of the item that you have. The PFT means profit. Now, because you're working with break even, you will set the profit to zero. If you were not working with break even, if you actually wanted to make a profit, you can change that. And then lastly, the last item is Q. And as I said, Q just simply stands for the quantity or the volume. All right. And then you can just keep going up and down. And as you can see, okay, we can kind of play around with this, and then now we want to be able to enter. Okay, so for our example, we had a fixed cost of 350,000. All right, so what you do is you're going to be entering 350,000. Okay, now once you enter it, you have to press enter, okay, on the top right here, so it actually registers that. Now we can go down. Now our fixed cost, so for our example, our variable cost was $25. So that's what we have. Again, we hit enter so that it registers in. Okay, we bring it down. So now our price, or our selling price, was $45. So 45. Okay, we hit enter. Okay, now we scroll down. Profit, we just simply leave it's already at zero. Okay, so we don't have to do anything. If you wanted to change, okay, that you wanted to make profit, you can do that. Scroll down. Now Q, that's what we want to know. So all we have to do is we just hit this compute button. And once we compute, it gives us the answer. So in this case, in order to break even, so that total revenues and total costs are equal, we need to actually sell 17,500 units or quantities. That's what we would have. So that's how you can use this business analyst to actually input all your data that you have for break even. All right. Okay, I hope you found this useful.